Hey, so how much of the motivation that we hear is just you, and how much of it is motivated by what the other fighters have done? Yuzik Atagui, you had a back and forth with him. Mike Lee, it was about his education and kind of, it seemed to be. And then I want to know how each of those was different, and then talk about your motivation for Caleb Truax and how that is compares.
So just the motivation factor in the Jose fight and the Mike Lee fight and the Vincent fight.
Yeah, yeah. Well, not the Vincent fight so much,
Okay.
but this one, because the visceral focus that you seem to have for this fight, to me, reminds me of both of those in the Uzukatagwi fight and the Lee fight. I mean, and you were able to dominate them viciously.
Yeah. The motivation factor in those two fights was just to win that world title and, keep the promise that I said that I would accomplish, with winning that world title and who I would bring that world title to. And not only for who I would bring it to, but, just accomplish that for myself. And, just to properly introduce myself to the world. I know I was an underdog in that fight at the time. Jose was a guy that no one was wanting to fight. He stopped Andre Durrell twice. I just wanted to show the world who I was because, I knew who I was, but I needed to properly introduce myself to the world. And then with the Mike Lee fight, it was just, I didn't like his attitude. I didn't like how he was talking. And so I needed to put him in his place. And then I'm going to do the same thing with Caleb Truax too. He don't like how I was showing up a fighter. That's what you're supposed to do. This is a sport. That's what you're supposed to do, is dominate. Mm-hmm. And just because he can't do the things that I can do, because he's never been able to do the things I can do, it's like he hates on that. I don't know if maybe that strikes his ego or, whatever the situation may be, but that's what you're supposed to do, is show fighters up. The best to ever lace up a pair of gloves, when they get in there with a fighter, they separate themselves and they dominate. And so I guess he's got an issue with that, but he's going to really have the issue on January 30th because he's going to get shown up the same way.
For the IBF super middleweight champion of the world, Caleb Plant, how's it going down on Saturday night live on Fox?
Going down with me, get my hand raised in spectacular fashion. Like I said, I don't see this fight going 12 rounds, so people love knockouts. They should tune in.
Caleb Truax as we end the call.
What I want to tell him?
Yeah, what are the last things you wanted to tell Caleb Truax?
Just from now till fight time, when you lay down at night and close your eyes, just know I'm coming for you, man. I'm coming for you. You talking mess to me and talking about, I didn't like how you were showing them up. This is a sport where that's what you do. You show people up. Because if you don't show people up, you get shown up. And Saturday night, you're getting shown up.